Hello, you besties, and welcome back to the Bestie Hotline Podcast. My name is Brittany, and I am your host for this episode. Is this a girl therapy episode? If you don't know what girl therapy is a new series that I started. It's basically just me, like in my self-care nights, talking to you guys, giving you advice on your life scenarios. So, I'm a good therapist right now, and I'm going to be giving you girl therapy. So, make sure you watch until the end because this is gonna get good. So, all the questions on this epi are mostly about friendship and friendship drama and tips for making friends, being outgoing, and all of that. I am so excited because friendship is one of the topics that I'm really, really passionate about. So, I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys my tips and my ideas. So, with no further ado, let's start. We're bringing in the iPad, this huge iPad, where I have all the questions that y'all send in. So let's start reading. So I'm gonna read the first scenario that one of you besties sent in. So our bestie said, I wanted to ask you if you could give tips on friendship drama because I kind of feel like the third wheel between my two best friends, and there's just so many things that they have been doing which bothers me repeatedly. I tell them how I feel so they understand, but then they just keep doing it. So, my advice for you, bestie, is first of all, you need to know your worth. You shouldn't feel like the third wheel in a friendship. You deserve to have good friends that will value you and will not make you feel uncomfortable or left out or frustrated. You mentioned here that you've tried talking to them, telling them how you feel, and letting them know that they're making you feel uncomfortable with the way they're acting, but they just keep doing it. So I want you to know that sometimes girls who we think are friends do certain things like excluding us from plans, or they stop trying to hang out with us. They try to make us feel excluded, jealous, and even frustrated because they just want to make us feel bad about ourselves. And that is literally not our fault. What we have to remember is that every one of us is a sinner and nobody is perfect. So, the same way that they are leaving you out, maybe in the past you've left out someone else, or maybe you did a comment that was kind of hurtful for someone. So, we need to remember that we're not perfect and they're not like the worst person in the world for making you feel bad. But I do want you to separate yourself from those girls because they are not being nice and you do not need mean girls in your life, okay? So right now you're at an age, because I assume you're like a tween or a teenager, that our minds are being shaped. And when you spend time with people who are being mean, who are trying to leave people out, that's just not something that we should be learning from, not a vibe that we should be absorbing into our minds. So, my advice is that you separate yourself from those friends because you're not good for you. But it's important that you are nice to them and that you pray for them. Because if they're trying to make you feel bad about yourself, it's because they probably feel bad about themselves and you remind them of their insecurity. And it's also important that you self examine yourself and that you're making sure that you're not holding on to a grudge. Because there's only one person who is going to get hurt by holding a grudge, and that's you. A grudge, it's like venom to your soul. So you need to make sure that you let that friendship go. Let's say for some reason they say that they want to hang out again and that they're sorry for the way that they treated you. You obviously need to forgive them the way Jesus has forgiven you, but you don't have to hang out with them if you don't want to, okay? You don't need to feel obliged to hang out with them just because in the past you were friends. So I want you to keep living your best life and always remember to shine bright because you are a light in this world. Now we have another question that is also friendship related and also faith related. I love these types of questions. So, one of the besties, she said, Hey Britt, how do you deal with lukewarm friends? I want to talk about Jesus and do Bible study, but my friends just want to gossip and talk about boys 24/7. I feel like I'm outgrowing them, but I'm scared of being lonely. How do I find a godly friend group that actually loves Jesus? So, first of all, I am so happy that you love Jesus and you want to talk to your friends about Jesus and you are just so passionate about your faith, and I'm so proud of you, girly. And I have some tips for you that can help you find that godly friend group that you long for. So, number one is be that Jesus loving friend because you attract what you are. So, you need to make sure that you're living your faith in a very bold way. So, when another girly who loves Jesus, she sees you, she will be like,
okay, I'm going to go talk to her. Like, we need to be besties.
because if you're living your faith in a very private way, then nobody's gonna know that you're Christian. And so, how can Christian girls come up to you and talk to you if they don't even know that you're Christian? So, it's important that you're living your faith in a bold way. So, then you attract what you are. So, you are a bold Christian girl, you attract a bold Christian girl. Number two, it's important that you are attending church every Sunday and that you are participating in youth groups and church activities because there's no better way to find Christian friends than at church. So if you're currently not attending a local church, then I recommend you do attend because faith is not meant to be lived alone, it's meant to be lived in community. Number three, pray for godly friends. Ask God for the friends that you long for. Tell Him how you want that friendship to be. Tell Him everything. He might grant you those friends maybe when you're older. He will give you what you need in the moment that you need it. Number four, and this applies for when you're afraid of being lonely, you need to remember that Jesus is your first and most important friend. If you have Jesus, you have everything, okay? Number five is something that I think can help you a lot, and now that we live in this digital era, is that surround yourself with Christian content. So be in a girly Christian community. For example, this podcast, the Bestie Hotline Podcast. I am your sister in Christ, and also a lot of girls who listen to this podcast are also your sisters in Christ. And also surround yourself with Christian videos. Download the Bible app and highlight and put it like in your widget on your phone or your iPad. Also follow Christian creators and consume Christian content because being surrounded by Christian content is also like outside influences. So I hope this helped, and now we're going to move on to our last scenario. So another one of the besties said, hey, so I want to be more outgoing and have more friends. How do I make new friends? This will sound weird, but how do you befriend boys? Because I don't want to have my friends to be only girls. I also want to try and befriend boys. If you have any tips, thank you. And I love, love, love your pod. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you enjoy the pod. So, girly, I'm going to be diving into two questions. So, the first question is how to be more outgoing and make more friends. So, my first tip for you to become more outgoing and just like make more friends is the mindset. Why the mindset? Because if you think that maybe the people you're going to talk to are just like not interested in talking to you, or they might not like you, or like maybe you're feeling like you have like really bad social skills, you need to stop, okay? You need to run away from that mindset. Because if you think that, that's the way that you're going to be acting. So I'm going to be giving you these 3 affirmations that I came up with that I personally use for when I'm going out to talk to people and when I want to approach someone. So if you have a notebook or maybe your notes app, write this down because it's tea. So number 1, I don't need to be liked by everyone because Jesus loved me enough to die for me. Number 2, I can talk to anyone and everyone no matter their status or power. Number 3, I love talking and socializing with people. Once you have the mindset, now you can make the first move. Because people actually love it when you make the first move. Like everybody is nervous. Like everybody wants somebody to go talk to them first. So go up to someone and introduce yourself and ask them some things about themselves. Then you can talk a bit about yourself and then you can find like common ground and then you can talk about like that common interest that you both have. Because if you actually think that you are a magnetic person and a confident person, then that is the vibe that people are going to be getting from you when they talk to you. Now we're going to be diving into the second question that was also in this like question scenario. So it is how to befriend boys. Because as you said, you don't want all your friends to be only girls. So I feel like sometimes us girls can be a bit nervous to go talk to guys because like we want to be friends with them, but we don't want to come off like as we like them romantically or like we're being pick me or something. So sometimes we can get a little bit nervous, but I think that it's actually simple. So I'm going to be giving you 3 steps for talking to boys and not make it weird, okay? So step number 1 is talk to him like you're already besties, okay? So it's different with guys because sometimes with girls, like you need to do the introduction, you need to find common ground and stuff. But with guys, is just talk to them like you already like known them your entire life. Cause like he will literally just like catch the vibe and he will go along with it. So think of it like this: you're not asking him to be your friend, you're just letting him know that he's your friend. Number 2, and this is super, super important, is when it comes to guys, don't try to act tomboyish or not girly just because you think he will think you're lame or boring. Because like when you try to act like a guy or like interested in things that guys like, then you're gonna come off as a pick-me, okay? You like it or not, you're gonna come off as a pick-me. Why? Because when you're not naturally interested in something, then it's obvious that you're trying to be someone else just because you want to be their friend. And that is not like really likable, if you know what I mean. So you need to make sure you're being yourself. And I get this a lot from girly girls. It's like, how do I become friends with a guy that does not like the things that I like? We literally have no common ground. We cannot talk about anything. Girl, now that I think about it, I've realized that most of my friendships with guys, it's like we have nothing in common. Like, I like some things and they like some things, and they know that I'm very girly and they are not the type to invite me to play soccer or basketball with them. But we're still friends. Like we don't need to have anything in common to be friends. We just talk and we hang out and I laugh at his jokes, he laughs at mine, and we're besties. That's it. You don't have to have things in common. Now, for number 3, I feel like this is a very, very important part. That is that we need to understand that they're guys and they're not girls. So, don't talk to them about emotional things. You can talk to your girlfriends about emotional drama or the way you're feeling and like your feelings and all of that, but don't talk to guys about that because most of the times they will try to find a solution and you might get mad because like you might feel like they don't understand you or they're not like taking like your feelings as valid, like they're being like it's not that deep. And sometimes they will ignore you when you say stuff like that. And it's not because they don't care about you, it's because they don't know how to handle those types of emotional situations because they might feel like if they say something, it's wrong. And if they give an opinion or something, it's like you might be more angry or like you might like yell at them. So it's better to not stress them out that much. Sometimes when I'm with my guy friends, I'm talking about the randomest things in the world, and it's so funny. Like you just need to have fun, okay? Let them talk, and I promise you, they will make you laugh. You don't have to see it like as that deep because obviously you just want them as friends. You're not trying to make them like you, and you don't like them in a romantic way, obviously. So just like be calm. Be happy. Like there's no point in being stressed in this. It's not that complicated, and you can do it because I believe in you. So that was the end of girl therapy, and I still have a lot of questions that I still need to answer. So we're going to do that in a next episode. So if you like this epi, make sure to check out the other epis that I have. And make sure to follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars. And if you're on YouTube, like this video and subscribe to my channel because more pod epis are coming up soon. I loved being here and I don't want to leave, but I have to leave, but I don't want to because I don't know. I love the vibe of the girl therapy. And it's just like so calm and like so relaxing and aesthetic. But yeah, I have to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Okay, I'm going to leave because I'm going to start being weird. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here. I love you so, so much. Forehead kiss to you.